We're back with Tim Watson, our local attorney, who is here to give us more useful information about the law and hope it might help you. This segment is sponsored by Watson & Watson. And Tim, today I understand you're going to talk to us about helping us understand the goal, the real goal behind lawsuits.
Yeah, so what are we doing?
Yeah.
I mean, it seems like it should be obvious, and hopefully it is. The goal is to right a wrong. You have been wronged. You go hire an attorney. You want to right that wrong. In criminal law, the police go get the guy, and the prosecutor prosecutes him, and he goes to prison. I'm a civil lawyer, and in civil litigation, it's a little bit different. It's not as obvious. The best the law can do when you have been wronged in a civil suit is to compensate you with money. Or to compensate your family with money. So for instance, if it's a medical malpractice case, if you have been injured at a hospital because of someone's negligence, the best thing the law can do, and what a lawyer does, is help that client and that client's family get compensation for that.
Okay, that's an important distinction. So in a criminal case, someone might end up going to jail.
That's right.
But in a civil suit, you're looking to get money.
That's why we're talking about money so much in a civil suit, because that's the end game for civil litigation.
Okay.
Is there an opportunity where you could get money and someone goes to prison?
So there actually is, and that's what I wanted to talk about today. So not prison. Prison is different. Prison is if you commit a crime, you go to state prison. But jail, the county jail. So you go through a lawsuit, you have a jury decide that somebody is liable for, let's say, medical malpractice. Or let's say a car wreck. Let's talk about a car accident. 9 times out of 10, 90 times out of 100, somebody's insurance is paying that.
Right.
But in a case that they don't have insurance, you're left with a piece of paper that a judge has signed that has a dollar amount on it, and you have to go and collect it.
Okay.
And so that's where the jail comes in. A lot of attorneys don't have collection of judgments as part of their practice, but it's actually a really powerful part of the law.
Yeah.
There's a whole lot of rules involved, and you can get the police and the sheriff's department on your side to help you enforce this piece of paper that you got. This piece of paper that says you're supposed to get some money, the sheriff can actually help you enforce.
Yeah, let's talk about that more. How do they get involved, and to what capacity?
Yeah, so I mean, typically they're not going to do anything, but you have a judgment. You can go through the process if your attorney knows what they're doing. They can force the person, the defendant, who has this judgment against them, to tell you everything they own, all of their assets, and they actually have to file it with the court. And if they don't, answer questions that you might send them about their assets, they can actually get put in jail. And a sheriff can go and pick them up and put them in jail until they provide that information.
Okay.
And then once they provide that information, you can get what's called a writ of execution, and the sheriff will go to their house and get their car and their ATV and their boat and their couch and their TV and their bed and go and sell it to help satisfy that judgment.
To compensate you, to get the money to...
You have a $100,000 judgment, and the person that you have the judgment against is not paying it.
Right.
You can actually put them in jail until they tell you how to get from them what they owe you.
I see. Wow.
There's a lot of different things you can do. You can garnish their paycheck. If they're employed, get an order to an employer and you can get money from the employer.
Yeah, for sure. It seems like a complicated process, and I feel like that's why folks would need to reach out to someone like you.
It is a complicated process. It's not automatic. However, we understand it really well, and the compensation we receive for doing it is entirely contingent.
Yeah.
We don't get anything unless you get something.
Yeah.
So that's how it works.
That's great. Yeah, you can see contact details right there on your screen if you're interested in reaching out to Tim or any of the folks at Watson & Watson Law. Thanks so much for joining us again.
Yeah, it's my pleasure.
Yeah, stay with us.
What are your assets?
Go ahead and tell us, Jason, on air.
I'll make a list and give it to you in the break. It's not much.
Get on the phone with the sheriff real quick.
It's not much.